Hello and welcome. Today we will try to understand the concept of relations, and we will try to see what a 360-degree view means in Soffront CRM version 10. We always try to understand what a 360-degree view is all about. Whenever, for instance, we look at a customer, do we get all the information? How do we even see all the associated information to a customer? So let's try to see how do we get to information associated with one customer. So we click on when we click on a customer, like for instance, I have BCD Corp showing up over here. When I click on this customer from my recent records, I get the information about the customer. So this is my customer. It says account ID, the company name, BCD Corp, address, and all these details. Now, does this mean that I'm looking at a 360-degree view? As of now, I am just seeing the information about the customer, and I'm seeing just the details about this customer. But what 360-degree view means is when I am able to access other related information with this customer. For instance, if I wanted to see all the contacts associated with this customer or company BCD Corp, I have the contacts right here, which gives me all the information about the different contacts which are associated with BCD Corp. If I was interested in knowing the history about BCD Corp, I could click on Notes right here, which will show me the entire communication history, which with all the contacts from BCD Corp. It will be all right here. If I was interested in knowing the opportunities, that shows up right here. Similarly, tickets or customer support cases, I'm able to see all of that. If I was interested in knowing the projects which are going on with BCD Corp, I'm able to see all of that. So essentially, I am able to see functions from different departments all tied up to BCD Corp, a single customer. So I'm able to see the work which is going on from the customer support sales department, customer support department, and order processing department, as well as projects which are going on, which is a part of operations and project management. So all of that is tied up to a single account, BCD Corp. So this is what we called a 360-degree view of a customer, because we are able to see everything for this customer, everything meaning contacts, accounts, notes, quotes, and so on. Now, what if we wanted to see some more information and we are not able to see that right now? Let's say we wanted to add some more information on this tab, some other tables which can be associated with this specific customer or accounts as a whole. Now, that is where we would be looking at building new relations. Again, trying to understand the 360-degree view, what it basically means is the accounts which we are looking at right now is related to other tables like contacts, activities, notes, opportunities, and so on. So everything is associated with a table account. Similarly, when we open up a contact, we would be able to see other associations with the contact table, like for instance, notes, activities, accounts, opportunity tickets, leads, and projects. So this is how there are relationships in the system, and these relationships help to build the 360-degree view within the CRM. Let us now try to see how we can add different other objects or build new relationships which are non-existent right now. We can add new relationships to the existing table or customer called BCD Corp. Now, let's see how we can do that. To start off, we try to access the administrative console, which is setup. So we click on the upper right-hand corner, click on setup, and we reach the project setup tree structure over here. We need to expand that by clicking on the plus button, and then we click on relations. So when we click on relations, we would be able to see all the existing relations that's there in the system. So here we are able to see on the top we have the parent, defined parent right here. So this is the parent, and we are seeing all the children. So that's why it's called child. So essentially you can think of this as BCD Corp is the parent, and all these related information as children to the parent BCD Corp. That is why it's called child. So we are able to see that as of now, we have a whole lot of children available in the system as standard. So how do we create new one? We simply click on new. We select the parent, which is accounts. We select any child. There are any child from any table in the CRM database as a child to accounts. We can select anything from here. Let us select something called time track. So we can say we would like to call this label, or basically this is called a label because you can you may or may not like this time track to appear as time track in these child menus. So this menu item, whatever you put on the label would be showing up over here. So based on that, let's say we wanted to call it time. And we decide on which form it's going to use. If there are multiple, we can select multiple. And we decide on which groups would have access to this new relationship that we are building. We decide on what is allowed to by the users. So users will be allowed to add time track. They would be able to search, link, and unlink time track. So we have now built a new relationship. So we click on save, and a new relationship is added. So the system said we need to log out and log back in for this change to take effect. Now let us go ahead and log out and log back in. So we log out of the system and we log back in. And we open up the recent records so that we can open up BCD Corp again. Surprisingly, you would find that time is missing. Now, you might be wondering why is time missing, because we just created a relationship. This is the most common area where we forget that there were so many additional relationships which were there, which is not visible. The visibility of relationship, we just simply built the relationship, but we have not made it visible on this menu. So in order to make it visible, what we do is we go into the setup, and if I wanted to simply modify my own setup, I could go into the record view and add time, which is available here now. Earlier it wasn't, and so are some others which we are not seeing. So we make it visible like this. So now I have made the this new relationship visible along with time. So I simply open up BCD again, and now I am able to see time, where I can add time track records. So this is how we create new relationships within the system. A very common question which I receive in such a situation is, would it be possible to add a new relationship when the relation is completely a new object that you may have built from scratch. Let's say you added a new table called ABCD and you wanted to add that ABCD table right here. My answer would have been absolutely yes. You would be able to build a completely new table and add it to an existing tables relation. So now we have understood what a 360-degree view is, and we've also seen how to add a new object or an existing object to the relation. Now we would like to understand, let's say we added this relation and it wasn't visible, and if we wanted to make this relationship visible for all the different other groups who would be using it, so that they don't have to go back every single time, and well, each one wouldn't have to go back and add this from their record view. For this, we have a functionality called group defaults, where we can simply go in and add this and modify the menu. So this is the group defaults. We can select the user group and go to the record view over here and make the same change that we did before. So we add time right here, hit save, and apply to the entire group so that each one will have the time available in the menu, and they wouldn't have to make the configuration change as we had to do. So this is all we have time for today. So we've understood what a 360-degree view is in Soffront CRM, and we understood what the parent and a child are in a relation, and we have seen how to build relationships, and we've also seen how to modify our record view to make sure certain relationships are visible, others are not. So with this, we would conclude. Be sure to join us next time, and thank you all for joining today's webinar.